All right, Bobby, you're our intro guy.
Today is a special day, and today is a podcast where we talk about that special day. I'm Bobby Parker.
And I'm Joey Nickel.
Welcome to Today Is.
All right. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We have a great show for you guys today that we decided on this morning. So,
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about it. This is, I think, one of those situations where it's like no practical application in real life.
Yes, right.
But somebody comes up and you says, "Hey, do you know something about very specifically something you know about?"
yes, this is one of those things where people who really are into it are going to be really into it. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like if you like this kind of thing, you really like this kind of thing. But this is something that I don't even really know what it is.
Right.
Exactly. I've looked it up, and it is definitely a thing.
Yeah.
But before we get into it,
It exists.
It exists. I don't know why I'm acting so cloak and dagger right now. Like you can see the title of the episode right now if you're listening to it. But
Yeah.
we're gonna make it a secret. We're gonna reveal
Yeah.
what the episode is here in just a few minutes. But first, let's talk about our weeks. What'd you do this week?
All right.
Any
yeah.
shows or
I-
anything fun? You went to the fair?
Yes, I went to the fair yesterday. So yesterday was a long day. I say yesterday. It was a while.
Okay, so if you're listening to this on Thursday,
Yeah.
so it would have been
It was on Sunday.
on Sunday. Yeah.
On Sunday. So my church does a pancake breakfast yearly. So we got up early, and it's a men's pancake breakfast. So men make the breakfast. So I had to get up. Me and my son got up real early and got to the church. Made a lot of pancakes, a lot of bacon, a lot of sausage. I drank a fair amount of coffee. He had a little Mountain Dew.
I have a question that I
yeah.
think the audience really wants to know. What is a men's pancake?
Men's pancake. It is poorly made, but there's a lot more bacon than you thought you would really need. Yeah.
Listen. What is your go-to pancake formation if you're making a pancake?
So
Do you go thin and small, thin and wide? What do you do?
I will usually go for the thin and small pancakes, unless, and this is a big unless it is some kind of a filled pancake, like a blueberry,
Yes, blueberry or
or
banana.
a banana
yes.
pancake, a
I
banana
agree.
pancake. It needs
Yes.
to be bigger. It's got to be a little bit thicker
Gotta
to
be able to
accommodate.
hold all the extra stuff. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
No, I agree with that. For sure. I'm more of a. You know what? I think the ideal pancake is 50% of a standard pan.
Yeah.
I would say. Now I don't mind smaller ones too, because sometimes it's fun just to eat smaller ones. But I would say when I make a pancake, I like it 50% of the pan. But when I've got the end of the batter left, and I'm like, I don't know if this is enough for one pancake or if it's enough for two pancakes, I use the rest of the batter and make the biggest pancake I can possibly make.
That is pretty fun. that is a fun thing
I
to
feel
do.
like that's one of those things that everybody has tried
Yes.
at some point and use the entire pan to make the pancake. I don't know why I did that. Use the entire pan. No, I do like to make those giant pancakes sometimes.
Yeah,
just like one or two of them.
What a fond memory I have. So I'm an only child. So a lot of my my fun memories of like doing cool things growing up are with some of my older cousins. So I think of them a lot of times as older siblings. My one cousin, Dr. John. So many Johns. He's the only Dr. John. Like he showed me. He's like, here's how we make pancakes, and he made the batter, and it's like it was an electric griddle like this, and he just covered the entire thing. He's like, this way it cooks uniformly. And,
Okay.
And then and like it makes sense. He's a doctor now, but
Yeah.
because he looked at it very scientifically. I just thought it looked dumb.
Yeah, that's not even a pancake anymore.
No, it's a
That's a sheet. That's
Yeah,
a
it's
sheet cake.
a pan sheet cake.
yeah, right.
And then it was odd. It was tasty. Still tasted good, but it didn't feel right.
Well, I'm a pancake guy. I do like to fill them. I like blueberry. I like banana pancakes. I like to make cinnamon pancakes.
Ooh, okay.
That's one of my favorite things to do, is to make cinnamon pancakes. And sometimes I will put down some oil and pan fry them with oil, and so they get
a little crispy.
little crispy,
on
a
the
little
edge,
crispy.
yeah.
I'll do that sometimes, not all the time. Most of the time, I just put some Pam down.
Believe that is technically a griddle cake.
Yeah, that's probably a griddle cake.
That
yeah,
point. And it's delicious.
That's really good, but it is a little harder to make, and then it's a little probably not as good for you as just spraying some Pam down.
So talking about not as good for you, we did go to the fair, as I said, and we as a family sampled a deep fried s'more.
Okay.
How
was that?
I was not a fan.
Oh, okay.
And thing is, like, a s'more, I'm not crazy about s'mores because I'm not big on marshmallows. Very prominent part of a s'more. It was fine, but it kind of lost the graham. The graham cracker crust, that crispiness wasn't there.
You lose some of that.
Yeah. It was just a fried thing that had some marshmallow and chocolate in it at that point.
My wife always likes the fried Oreos.
That's
her go-to dessert at the
tasty.
fair. Those are pretty good. Honestly, you know what's funny is I'm not with the exception of the Amish donuts, which I don't know what makes them Amish. And I didn't even know they were called Amish donuts until somebody else said it.
Yeah,
Does it say Amish donuts on the truck?
That's what I looked for. It did not.
It doesn't say Amish donuts.
It does
anymore.
not. Yeah,
but everybody calls them Amish donuts for some reason.
I think maybe it wouldn't be old fashioned. They're not technically.
They're not really old. No, an old fashioned donut is a specific thing. It's like a cake donut, right?
Yeah,
that's an old fashioned. But these donuts, oh my gosh. The best donuts I've ever had in my life are these donuts that they have at the fair every year. I've never seen them anywhere else but at the Clay County Fair.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are other places, but because it's a food truck. But I've never seen them anywhere else. But they're like, okay, imagine a Krispy Kreme donut but better. Like I feel like, have you had these donuts before?
I've seen them. I've not had them.
They're giant. They're like maybe 4 times the size of a Krispy Kreme donut, and you get usually get 3 in a pack. Which it's probably about as many as, it's probably about as many as getting like a dozen Krispy Kremes if you get 3 in a pack because they're giant. But the icing on it, like the frosting or whatever you call it, the glaze, that's what it's called.
Right.
The glaze, it's like Krispy Kreme but better. It's like,
wow.
It has almost a caramely taste to it.
Wow, so
it's so good, but there's not caramel in it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's in it. It is so good, and the size of the donut makes it so that I don't know the size. I like the size. The donut to glaze ratio's good.
Oh yeah,
like it's just perfect.
That's the kind of proportion that throw things way off.
Yeah,
and
I love the best donuts I've ever had in my life are these donuts, and they're so good. It's really the only dessert I get at the fair now. The only sweet thing I get are these donuts. I get a 3-pack. Me and the family, my wife and the family share them. And then for the food, we always get the steak tips. I think I said that last time.
Yeah. I was looking. I'm like, hey, you know what am I gonna get? Because family likes different things. I got meat on a stick, which
that's always
phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was just gourmet meat on a stick.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is perfect. I try to kind of look for more unusual things just to see, like, hey, maybe I'll try it or not. I saw a stand for a lobster roll, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, like Florida is known for
I
seafood,
have gotten seafood at the fair before.
Yeah,
I've gotten calamari there. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but I was thinking lobster, maybe not, don't know. And then I saw the price.
How much?
Oh my! For a meal, $54.
I was thinking, I was like, if he says $30,
$54 for the meal.
Oh my gosh.
$48 for the sandwich.
Just for the sandwich, just
for
to
the
get
sandwich.
a lobster roll, it's $48.
And there's like four extra bucks for a drink, and you just
That's insane.
Yeah, no,
That's crazy.
no. I
Were
couldn't
people
do
buying them? Like, I can't imagine.
They didn't seem to have people there.
I can't imagine
but-
going to the Clay County Fair and dropping $50 on any one thing there. You know?
Yeah, right.
It's like that sounds insane to me. Any one food item being $50, that's crazy. The steak tips, you get the steak tips, it's $20, but it's a whole thing of steak tips. It's like a
Right.
container full of steak tips. It's a lot of food. Like me and my wife share the steak tips, and it's always plenty of food.
Right, and $10 per person.
$10 per person,
Super reasonable.
Not bad for a good steak, and the steak is really good at this place.
Yeah.
We get it every year. One thing we also really like is the fries, the cheese fries. Those are phenomenal. There's just the right amount of saltiness, and then the cheese on it. They're really good. I like the cheese fries there, but I can't even imagine justifying spending $50 on one item to eat at the fair.
Not at all.
That's crazy.
Right. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh. More importantly, switching topics.
That would ruin my day to see that price.
Oh,
I would see that price, and then I would probably be mad the rest of the time I was at the fair.
Yeah. But I will say, the animals made up for it.
Animals are fun.
Now-
Yeah, the animals are fun.
I have to say it's my second favorite Lewis now. My first one being your son, but I have a new friend. He's an alpaca.
Okay.
His name is Lewis.
Of course.
And we had a deep conversation while I was waiting for my wife and son to do whatever.
An alpaca named Lewis.
An alpaca named Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got lots of cool animals there. Do you ever go to the old Florida section?
Yes, that is
Yeah.
my favorite.
I love the old Florida
He was
section.
actually in
Okay.
in
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
I like the old Florida section. They have the small animals there.
Mhm.
They have like the baby goats and the chickens and stuff like that. That's
and
fun.
like one cow kind of.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like outside, like, hey,
Yeah.
we did have big cows, but
Yeah.
not too many.
Well, that sounds fun. Yeah, fair season is always fun. It's over now. Right? Yesterday was Sunday was the last day.
Yeah. Sunday was the last day.
So catch it next year. It's always
And
usually the first 2 weeks of April. Is that
Yeah.
usually?
Approximately
Usually around
then,
that
yeah.
time.
It's in spring.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Love the Clay County Fair. I want to address for a second these new microphones up here.
Yeah.
So you got a new microphone and camera system
I
that you've been
did.
testing out.
Yes.
How I wanted to ask you how the microphones are. So you tested it at your show on Saturday.
I tested
Okay,
it
so you
at
were
my
at
show on
first of all
Saturday.
you were at
So
that place, Veterans United.
So I was at Veterans United.
How'd the show go in general?
With Johnny Mack. He was headlining. The show went really well. It was the most the biggest crowd we've had
Nice.
at Veterans for a show I've been
Nice,
there.
awesome.
So it was nice. It was a fun show. Good show. There was no good line of sight.
That is one issue with that spot.
Yeah.
Is they're all high tops. So not all of them, but most of the tables are high tops. So it's very hard to find a good spot to put a camera.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just a place that doesn't have a stage. Not a big deal. Wonderful show. Everyone there
Show's
was
always great.
Had a blast. It was just
Yeah.
not a good camera angle, but it let me test. Like I had it all the way on the other side of the room. People walking in front of it and all that. So I could test the sound really, and the sound was good.
Nice.
I might have to upgrade these depending on what I do, but I mean these are relatively inexpensive little microphones that worked well.
So I got the Rode. Like square clip ones.
Okay, yeah.
And the only problem I have with those is it's like I like how yours is the USB-C portion is integrated in the receiver.
Right.
You just plug that right into your phone or whatever you're using.
Yep.
Whereas mine, I had to get an attachment for it, which can be annoying. And one time, and I got this. In fact, it's in my equipment here. I bought this attachment at Walmart. I tried it out when I was at Green Turtle last weekend,
Right.
and it sounded terrible. And I have used these before, but for some reason this dongle sounded like I was underwater when I used it. But when I didn't use the dongle and plugged it directly into the recorder, it sounded fine. So that's the only problem I have with my Rode is like that's integrated. That's part of the thing. And these little things are so small.
Right.
That's nice to have these small little microphones because the Rode ones are like twice the size of these.
Right.
And then I gotta like find a place to hide it on my shirt,
Right. And yeah, the weird thing is these don't really move. Like I got I say inexpensive. They work really well. It's just not as convenient because the little clip doesn't like turn. So it's always. But it again.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, this is a little trial thing.
Yeah.
It's
trying to figure some things out. We'll have to see how it goes. He's recording the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm still recording
Yes.
on the phone and with the good microphones and everything. So,
how was your weekend?
I did no shows this weekend.
No shows. All right.
I did no shows. I just did. We did a market. So my kids signed up to do a crafts market.
Okay.
So they made a bunch of stuff and sold it. It was a market that was for kids to do stuff. It was called the Children's Entrepreneur Market, which the only reason I don't like that name is because it was very hard to spell it when I'm trying to look it up, look at the information for it. I don't know how. I still don't know how to spell entrepreneur. It's there's way too many R's. There's way more R's than you think there should be in entrepreneur. But we had a good time. The kids made probably I think they made because it cost $25 to get into to have a booth, and then I think they made over 100. So like $75 probably ish, 70 something. I think each kid. I have 3 kids, and now the rule is they have to do it by themselves.
Right.
It's like we're not. I mean, we can help them set up and everything, but they made all of the buttons by themselves. They made all of the crafts by themselves. Is it still recording, Daniel? Very good. So it was really fun for them to do. We had a great time at the fair, at the market, and it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
And there happened to be a toy fair. Like a toy expo going on down the way a little bit. This is at World Golf Village.
That seems planned.
Yeah, I know.
Seems planned, like a place for kids to make money, and then they're setting up a toy market right down the street.
And we went there, and that was a lot of fun too. Daniel bought some Legos, which was a lot of fun. Before we get into today's subject, I do want to read some. We did get some more fan mail.
Ooh, fan mail.
So we did get another email. This is our second email.
Second email.
This is our second email. Well, I take that back. We have gotten a couple emails updating us on terms and services of the resources we use to publish this podcast.
Okay.
So I don't know if we count that.
Our attorneys say no.
Okay. And but we did get another fan email, so I wanted to read it to you guys. You know what's funny is last episode I read it like that was like the last thing I did because I was excited. I was like, this is the big thing of the episode, and I was like, other podcasts, the fan mail is not the big thing. They're not excited. They're not as excited to get fan mail. It goes at the beginning of the episode. That's the housekeeping stuff you do at the beginning of the episode. So we're gonna go into the fan mail. It says, I just wanted to take a moment to say how much I've been enjoying your podcast. I've officially listened to them all now. It has a way of making the long hours at work feel significantly shorter, well, except for the end of the Frankenstein episode. I don't know what that means. And honestly, why do so many people who've probably never worked at Amazon joke about how bad it is? No, I don't think they expect us to resort to bottle-related solutions instead of quick restroom break. Oh, did we talk about working at Amazon at the end of the Frankenstein episode?
Maybe.
I gotta be honest, that was 6 months ago that we recorded that. I have no memory of what we said on that episode.
Everything's like going to. Maybe we were talking about the robots that were killing people at Amazon. I don't know.
But this reader or this listener, works at Amazon.
Okay.
By the way, so I don't think they expect us to resort to bottle-related solutions instead of a quick restroom break, and I've certainly had worse jobs. Your show has inspired me with plenty of ideas for how to spend my time in the coming days. I might even need to reshuffle my usual hobbies, like sleeping and indulging in multiple naps, just to make room. Now, Chef Hacks, It's Always Sunny, Frankenstein, and pancakes or waffles with real maple syrup are officially on my list. Oh, I guess that's some of the stuff we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Hacks is a good show. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is a good show, which you're not allowed to watch, Daniel.
Yeah. Real maple syrup. Just keep that in mind.
I had Hiram listen to part of the episode where you read my email, and last night he asked his mom for a grilled cheese sandwich. Proof of your podcast's positive influence on our household. I even made sure to listen to Bothering Jesus by Kathleen Madigan.
Yep.
On my way home before I forgot the name of the comic behind it. Hilarious. Thanks for mentioning it again in the best of episode. When you brought up Tom Hanks and his films, you mentioned Joe versus the Volcano. I saw it once when it first came out, and the only thing I remember is thinking it was terrible, like Vibes with Jeff Goldblum and Cyndi Lauper, levels of terrible. Am I wrong? Should I give it another shot? Your fan, John. I loved Joe versus the Volcano. I thought it was deservedly stupid.
I remember watching it and thinking it was funnier and not understanding why people did not like it.
I think it's hilarious. I think it's stupid, but I think that's the point. It's supposed to be dumb.
Right. Like I might have seen it twice. I remember liking it. I have a general thing like brain fog or it's a fog.
Yeah.
Like that was a big thing. And
well, what's funny is he's with Meg Ryan in that movie. And his name is Joe in the movie, obviously, Joe versus the Volcano. He also did a movie with Meg Ryan called You've Got Mail, in which his name was Joe also. And then he also did Sleepless in Seattle, which is also with Meg Ryan. I don't remember if his name was Joe in that movie.
I'm going to guess it was not.
So he's done at least 3 movies with Meg Ryan.
Yes.
Where Meg Ryan was his love interest in the movie.
Sleepless in Seattle is one of my favorite.
It's very good. I like it a lot. Sleepless in Seattle is very good.
As far as a romantic movie goes, that is
it's a
top flight movie.
I would say that is a quintessential 90s, right? That's a 90s movie, right? Not 80s. Yeah, it's 90s.
It might have squeaked in late.
I think it's 90s because
I think it's 90s.
I think I'm pretty sure it's 90s. That is a quintessential 90s rom-com.
Yes.
The Sleepless in Seattle. Very, very good. Very good, well-written movie. That one's very good. What is your favorite Tom Hanks movie, though, would you say?
My favorite Tom Hanks movie, that is... memory-wise, like the one that meant the most to me would have been Splash.
Splash was good.
Mostly because of John Candy, because he's one of my all-time.
John Candy's great in that.
John
Candy's great.
One of my all-time favorites.
John Candy's great in everything. It's a shame that him and Chris Columbus had a falling out because he was in Home Alone.
Yep.
And he didn't get paid for that role. And he did it. He didn't want it. That was part of the deal. He just wanted to be in it. And then they asked him to do Home Alone 2, but him and Chris Columbus had a falling out by then.
Right.
And so he wanted money to do Home Alone 2, and it wasn't in the budget. And they weren't as good of friends anymore as they were. So it is a shame that we didn't get John Candy in Home Alone 2.
Yep.
But yeah, he's a great part of that part of Home Alone.
Yeah. He just it's almost like that Second City improv, just making something great, like they did with Caddyshack.
Yes,
they let Bill Murray just kind of go.
Yeah.
You know, John had a lot of the same
Second
training.
City. I mean, listen, for our younger viewers, our younger listeners, Second City. There are some things about Second City that blow SNL out of the water. Like there are certain moments in Second City that are phenomenal, but just having John Candy and Rick Moranis working together what was his name? Rob? No, what was his name?
Rob Thomas.
No, Rob Thomas? Was that his name?
Dave Thomas.
Dave Thomas.
Dave
Thomas.
Thomas.
I don't know what I was thinking. Dave Thomas is great.
I was
like
thinking
just
90s music.
And what's her name from? Why can't I remember? From the mom from Beetlejuice.
Right.
she's super famous now.
Not Jane Curtin. I'm going SNL. So
Yeah, I can't remember anybody's name. Anyway, she's great. That's like the birth of those people's careers, and they're all phenomenal even at that time. And Eugene Levy, and just and you can see moving forward their careers when they get to work together again. It's magical because they were just so good those years that they were on Second City. It was great. Them and also Kids in the Hall. When those people get to work together again, it's great. And now that was more of an edgy. That was more underground. I feel like Kids in the Hall felt a little more underground.
Kids in the Hall is basically alt comedy, alt stand-up.
Yes, it's the alt. Yes, it's alt comedy version of SNL is what it is. Yeah, and which is I think what Mad TV wanted to do. I feel like Mad TV was trying to be Kids in the Hall. In fact, they got some people from Kids in the Hall to be on Mad TV to be part of that cast. But I just feel like Kids in the Hall had something magical there.
Yes.
And they tapped into something there that if they had been as popular as SNL, probably wouldn't have happened. They probably wouldn't have been able to.
I think there were a couple things at play. One, Kids in the Hall, I think Lorne Michaels learned with that. He's like, hey, I'm going to keep writers together.
Yes.
Teams
right.
together.
Yes.
And
if you didn't know, they're both Lorne Michaels projects.
Yes.
Kids in the Hall and SNL.
Kids in the Hall, his strong Canadian influence there.
Yeah.
But that helped him keep Saturday Night Live going.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons that Mad TV failed, not because it didn't. You can cast something like that. Saturday Night Live proved it, but they didn't have the strong person at the center.
Yeah, that's
holding
probably
everything
true.
together.
Yeah.
They had leadership kind of filter through.
I mean, honestly, that is what has kept SNL alive. Is Lorne Michaels being able to? He's the glue and had been able to keep everything cohesive. For better or for worse,
Right.
like he has. There's been some lean years where people didn't like the show and stuff like that. But I actually think SNL's kind of come back a little bit. It's kind of funny. Like I feel like it's popular again.
Yeah, I think part of it is 50 years.
Yes, the 50-year anniversary has helped a lot.
But I also think Lorne is reinventing. He does have like Keenan's been there forever, but he's had some turnover. He's had some writers come through, and I think he's kind of figuring out comedy again, where they're bringing stand-ups back in.
Yes, yeah, I agree. I think he's been real stand-up heavy lately, and stand-up has really helped elevate the. I don't know. I guess elevate because the thing about bringing in a stand-up is they are a comedy writer also.
Right.
So when they're writing sketches for them. When the writing team is writing sketches for them, there's no way they don't already know this person's material and know this person's voice because they're already a stand-up. So you already get to know right off the bat. You're starting at level 5 instead of starting at level 0 with somebody. Like let's say you bring in a musician or an actor, or you're probably starting at level 0 or 1, but you bring in a stand-up, you already know their voice as a comedy writer.
Right.
So it's so much easier to write for a stand-up. I think, at least what I've seen in the stand-ups that they've had hosts.
Right. But also for hosting.
Yes, just for hosting in general.
Hosting,
yeah.
having Nate Bargatze there is huge, but having Shane Gillis on as a host within the last 2 years would be the same thing as having like Bert Kreischer on immediately after The Machine became a viral story.
Yeah, right.
Like it's still early in the
it's
career.
still relevant. Yeah,
and
it's
and
still
it's
very
like,
relevant.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
like he isn't selling out stadiums, but.
Well, and what's funny is I actually think the writers' strike, was it writers or SAG strike? It was both, right? SAG and writers.
Yeah.
I actually think the SAG strike and the writers' strike actually kind of helped because when they were first coming back, they didn't book a lot of actors because the actors didn't want to come on, because the point of coming on is kind of to promote whatever you're in.
Right.
And the actors weren't allowed to promote their movies at the time because of the SAG strike. So that's why he brought in stand-ups. Like, he brought in Nate Bargatze and Bill Burr and people like that. This wasn't, it was last season or the season before? Season before, I think.
It was
We're
the season
2
before.
seasons after.
Yeah, 2 seasons.
But 2 seasons ago. And so I think that helped kind of almost reboot SNL and give and he brought in a bunch of people left.
Yeah.
And then they brought in a bunch of younger cast members, which happens that's the point of the show. But like, I think all these new younger cast members have given it some life. I just think it's a lot more it's younger viewers are now watching it. Now, a lot of it I don't like because of that, because they're geared towards younger viewers, but I'm not supposed to like it.
Right. That's fine.
The 20-year-olds are supposed to like it. The Gen Zs are supposed to like it and stuff like that, which is that's how it goes. That's how they keep the show alive for 50 years.
I feel like I'm going to die soon.
Yeah, exactly. But Jack Black hosted this past week, and everybody's saying it's like the best.
I have not had a chance to watch it.
I haven't watched it yet either. I'm probably going to watch it. But here's something interesting about that. Guess when the last time he hosted SNL was?
The last time he hosted SNL it's got to be close to 20 years ago.
It was over 20 years ago, yeah. It was like 21 or 22 years ago. And guess whose first season it was?
Was it Keenan's?
Yeah. It was
Holy
Keenan's
moly.
first season, the last time he hosted.
I specifically remember watching that episode with he was not my brother-in-law at the time.
Yeah.
He was just one of my best friends. That's what we did on Saturday night. And
isn't that crazy?
we
It's
hung
been
out.
that long since Jack Black. He's one of those guys where you're like, oh, he's surely hosted like 10 times, right? But no, only once, and it was 20 years ago. Isn't that crazy?
And it was an amazing.
Yeah?
It was a.
I don't remember what would he have been promoting at that time? School of Rock, maybe?
School of Rock seems in that realm.
Because that was at that time,
Gulliver's Travels.
maybe, but School of Rock was such a phenomenon.
Yeah.
Like, at that time, School of Rock was Jack Black's biggest movie at that time.
Right.
At the time it came out. I guess he could have been promoting Nacho Libre, maybe.
Tropical Thunder.
See, I think that was less than 20 years ago.
I don't know. Everything runs together.
Yeah, I know. But it's crazy, but I'm probably going to watch it. Speaking of Jack Black, me and my family watched a Minecraft movie. Have you seen it yet?
I have not. My son.
Is your son
and,
into
and-
Minecraft?
and he loves it. He got to see it on a birthday party.
So we saw this movie. Now, are you aware of the stuff that goes on in these theaters?
I'm aware.
Now, ours was not crazy. There are times when people get kicked out and everything, they go
Right.
crazy. But ours was not crazy. People were just yelling out the lines at certain ones as they came. Here's the thing, though. Like, my son Lewis and Daniel, like, they knew it was coming and would yell out the line. They hadn't seen the movie.
Right.
I still don't understand how they knew when to yell the lines, because I talked to Lewis, like, how do you know when to say the lines? And he goes, everybody does. I'm like, what do you mean everybody knows how? My son doesn't even have social media. So, like, it's not like he learned about it on TikTok or something. It's like somehow all the teenagers know when to yell the lines. Like, there's certain lines. This chicken jockey is the big one.
Chicken jockey.
That's when
I've
everybody
heard-
goes crazy.
I know that applause, and there was some popcorn in the air.
Yes.
During my son, not an absurd amount.
Yeah.
But there was.
Well,
a little.
somebody, the one that's been going viral lately is they yelled the chicken jockey. When chicken jockey happened, the entire place erupted. And then somebody got on top of somebody's shoulders to be a jockey and had a live chicken. They had snuck a live chicken in, and he was holding the live chicken up, and everybody was screaming and yelling and throwing popcorn. And then they all stopped. And then the manager comes in and is like, I'm gonna kick everybody out if you misbehave again. And everybody's like, I don't know what you're talking about, like teenagers do. But it was just I don't know how this started. But honestly, Minecraft movies should be happy about this. They're selling, like, this movie is making crazy money because of this.
Yeah.
Because it's caught on to these viral moments like this. And here's my review of the movie. Some of the funniest dialogue or lines that I've seen in any movie ever.
Okay.
Like, absolutely top tier, laugh out loud moments, sandwiched with the dumbest, mundane acting and plot that I've ever seen in a movie. Like it's like the stupidest thing I've ever seen, and then it's like gold. It's so crazy, and it's not just Jack Black. He's great.
Right.
Jack Black obviously it's one of those movies where they just let Jack Black do whatever he wanted in the movie, and it was a good move that they did that. But like everything else, like the things that move the plot along are a little dumb. That like. I don't know. The actual overall plot's pretty good, actually, especially because it's a Minecraft. If you know the lore, you'll understand and enjoy it. He's great. Jason Momoa is great. The kid is great. They're all really good in it, and they have some great lines. But there's definitely some dumb stuff in it that you can see somebody probably a little bit older than me or somebody that's my age that doesn't have kids would probably not like this movie at all. Like they would think this movie is terrible. But I loved it.
Right. I am looking forward to watching it when I get to see it. I'm not going to see it in the theater.
It's very good. I would recommend watching it with your son, especially.
Oh, yeah. I
also, are you a fan of Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre?
I'm a huge fan of Napoleon Dynamite. I have to admit, I've never watched Nacho Libre.
So I would say so. But Jared Hess is the guy who wrote Jared and Jerusha Hess. That's That's his wife. I went to school with them. They went to BYU. When I was an incoming freshman, he was a senior.
Okay.
So he's 4 years older than me, and he was on his way out of the film program. We were both film students. On his way out of the film program, he made a short film called Palooka, which I think you can watch it now on YouTube.
And that's Napoleon
Dynamite's based off of.
I've seen that.
It's a short black and white film, and he entered it into. It won the Brigham Young University Film Festival. It was huge. I think he went to Sundance with it. A lot of things happened with this short film. Everybody loved it.
Right.
And it was so popular that he decided to make a full-length feature film on it. They renamed him. His name was Palooka in the short film, but they renamed him Napoleon for the feature length. Same actor.
Right.
What's his name? Jason Head? No. Jared? No. Heater? Heater.
Yeah,
John Heater.
John
Heater, which by the way, he was there at BYU. He was a student, another student at BYU at the time, and which I met both of those guys, Jared Hess and John Heater, and obviously when it became so popular. So the year I get back from I did freshman year, then I went on my mission for my church for 2 years.
Right.
The year I get back is when Napoleon gets released, and it's huge. It just takes off. Jared is coming back to the university to do seminars and talking. So I've met Jared several times, and his wife Jerusha, and Jason and John. I just forgot his name again.
John Heater.
Yeah. I met him several times, and I've gotten to see a lot of their works and stuff like that. So it was such a big deal at BYU, this movie. So I've seen it so many times. Minecraft movie is, for all intents and purposes, a sequel to Napoleon Dynamite.
Really?
It takes place in the same town. They are in Napoleon's house. They move into Napoleon's house in the first part of the movie.
Really?
Yes. It takes place in Idaho, and it's all and I still haven't figured out who their mom is. So this is not a spoiler. It happens right at the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
The whole plot is these siblings, the sister and brother. Sister's an adult.
Okay.
Their mom dies. The brother's still a kid. Their mom's dying wish is for them to move back to her hometown. So they move back to their hometown and move into Napoleon Dynamite's house.
Oh my gosh, this is blowing my mind.
Same. Oh, I guess I didn't say. Jared Hess is the director of a Minecraft movie. That's why. So
no,
I don't know if I didn't make that clear at the beginning. But
I was assuming I was going to clarify. But
yeah, that's so. Yeah. So he directed Minecraft movie. So that's the connection there. We don't know who the mom is, though. We were trying to figure it out by clues and stuff, like who in the hometown, what character in Napoleon Dynamite was the mom. I'm sure there's fan theories out there, but they don't ever say for sure who it is. But it's crazy. Like, it was crazy when they moved into their house, and I was like, that's Napoleon Dynamite's house. That's the kitchen.
So
that's the kitchen where he drank the Gatorade as he was taking a break before he finished his dance moves for for the vote for Pedro.
Wow.
Like
yeah.
Reg Kwon Studios in it. They eat tater tots. Like it's all there. They're in that town.
This is great. Like I did not know this, and this is going to feel like I'm reaching for something. But earlier when you were saying like how kids were cheering I was about to say there's a strong Napoleon Dynamite vibe to it because like kids were
Napoleon Dynamite had a similar
like quoting it at like the spelling bee and stuff like that.
But now you know why I say like it had some of the funniest dialogue.
Right.
Filled with the dumbest things,
right?
Which is, I guess, a good description of Napoleon Dynamite. Also,
right?
Like you could probably say that about Napoleon Dynamite, but Minecraft movies is a little more mainstream. You know, obviously it's Minecraft and everything, but if you liked Napoleon Dynamite, you will love Minecraft movies.
I might.
It's very good.
I just might go see this in the theater now
it's very good for that reason. There's definitely some dumb things in it, but I really enjoyed it, and so did the kids.
Now this I completely understand you not even having considered this. What about the Napoleon Dynamite cartoon?
I have not seen it,
but
I've heard it's great.
Oh,
I've heard it's very funny, and everybody is upset that it didn't only lasted like a. It wasn't even very long.
4
it was
episodes,
like a couple episodes,
like 4, maybe 6 episodes.
Yeah, everybody talks about how good that show was.
I thought it was absolutely hysterical.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yes. Okay.
All right, so let's move on to our subject today. This might be the longest we've gone without talking about our subject.
Right.
We're going to talk about our subject today. Today we're 40 minutes into the podcast. Today is National Haiku Poetry Day.
Haiku poetry.
Now, hey, you want to Google haiku, what a haiku is actually?
Yes.
So I make sure we're describing it correctly.
Yes, a haiku, I can tell you from memory, is a 3-line poem. The first line is 5 syllables, the second line is 7 syllables, and the third line is 5 syllables. Now, technically, to be a haiku, it has to be about nature, but most...
Oh, my haiku, I wrote some haikus for this, and mine are not about nature.
So technically it does, although... socially and generally speaking, anything following that format is a haiku. A haiku.
That's the accepted definition of a haiku. Okay. Did you? So you wrote some haikus, or just one?
I have got so many haikus.
Really?
So, I need to explain this. I've been geeked up about this all day. So, right when I was graduating college and getting online and having a daily work thing, I was going on usatoday.com every day, read the news, just something to do at work. And they had a daily haiku contest.
Oh,
and
okay.
I just started submitting the weirdest random haikus every day, and people at work are like, this is funny. Email those to me. So I started sending a work email called the Underground Haiku. It was just the subject and this every day. And people are like, why is this coming? And it's like some of it turned into some of my earlier stand-up jokes. And I think it's actually probably one of the better stand-up writing methods out there, because you're trying to figure out how to write a very brief
succinct
joke
in a
very brief amount. So I've got so
all right,
many
hit
haiku.
us with a couple haikus.
Oh yeah. Let me see. I've got to get back in here. Okay.
Is it still recording, Daniel?
Let me see. The title I was given was Sugar. And I wrote, I get very scared when big, burly men call me sugar and honey. Let me see. Some of these I'm reading for the first time in a long time. Map. It was called Map. I found treasure map that brought me adventures, but no gold. Stupid map.
Here's you know what? I'm gonna read a haiku that is related to the one you just read.
All right.
And I will read the haiku, and then you tell me what you think it's about.
Okay.
Wrapped like treasure maps, beans explode with stealthy force. Pants regret nothing.
That's farting.
No. It's supposed to be about a burrito.
Okay.
Wrapped like treasure maps. Actually, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense, actually. Wrapped like... I guess because you roll it up. Yeah,
right,
that's,
right,
you're
right. Roll it up.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay, go ahead. So we are now in the midst of a haiku battle.
Oh, all right. I make my contacts with saran wrap and scissors. I take Prozac now.
What's the name of that one?
Eyes.
Eyes. Here is, again, I'm going to read it. You see if you can figure out what the name of it is.
Okay.
Sprinkled rings of joy. Diet starts again Monday. Oops, I ate the box.
Oh, that is candy. It's Valentine's Day. Like box of candy.
Well, let's try it again.
Okay.
Sprinkled rings of joy.
Oh, sprinkled rings. Donuts.
Donuts, yeah.
Absolutely.
That one's about donuts. All right, you read one, and then we'll have Daniel has written a haiku for us, too.
I hate rain. It makes me cry and feel really bad. Whoa. I mean pain.
Is that titled typo?
It was titled Rain.
All right, Daniel.
Okay.
All right, we have a haiku expert who has written a haiku for us.
Excellent.
Daniel found out what a haiku was earlier today, and he's written a haiku for us today. Come down here.
Do you have it written?
No.
What?
Why? No, you wrote it down on a piece of paper. Do you know where the piece of paper is?
No.
All right.
Wait, I think I know what it is.
Well, go get Mom's phone then. It's on Mom's phone for sure, because she texted it to me. You want to go get Mom's phone?
He's making sure he knows
He's
it.
just going to stand there and count.
That's how I do it. That's how I knew.
All right, you want to read another haiku for us real quick?
I've got one. This is dedicated to the girl that I dated in college. Girl that I dated for the last year. She's really... Wait, her name's Summer. The thing was called Autumn. It only made sense if you knew the title.
Yeah.
My fault.
Should have named the title first.
All right. This one is... it's titled Sports. Olympics have two mini sports like team freeze tag and greased rodeo. I would like to point out that I submitted these to a publication every day for probably 3 years.
Now, did any of them get published?
No.
Yeah.
Oh no. I'm positively on a watch list.
All right, Daniel, do you remember it? Do you want to just go get Mom's phone?
Wait, I have it.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
It's going to be highly anticipated. You got any shows coming up this week?
Yes. I'm doing a comedy showcase in Murray Hill. I don't know where. It's on Thursday.
Oh, yeah, you're doing Just One More.
Just one more. That's it.
Yeah, Just One More is the place.
Yep.
Did you ever go to Nighthawks?
No.
Used to be Nighthawks. It's now been changed maybe twice since then.
Okay.
We used to have After Dark comedy show there.
Okay.
Every Tuesday. But now it's a different business, and it's called Just One More.
Okay.
And it was fun. It's a fun show.
Yeah. I'm excited about it. I'm happy to.
She wanted to do a show that's booked by Tucker Lenora. She wanted to do a show that wasn't just an open mic. She wanted to have it to be booked and have more of a structured lineup.
Right.
I had a lot of fun doing it. Hopefully, it's one of those ones that grows and gets better.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to do it. Get people there and let them know comedy's happening, not just open mic.
Yeah. Right. Okay, go ahead.
I have it. Okay. Yo, 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 yo. My name is Bibbly Bob. How are you doing?
What's the title of that?
Bibbly Bob.
The title is Bibbly Bob.
That is absolutely a haiku.
Yeah.
100% haiku. You nailed it. Hit it out of the park.
Very good, Daniel. Good job with your haiku. Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say he walked into that like it was a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Like
He hyped himself up for that.
Yeah,
he got ready.
He got himself ready. He
Because
looked.
I said haiku battle. That's what.
He looked at the microphone like he was gonna fight it, and he let it have 5, 7, and 5 for the championship.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
Very
it.
good.
I
Very
enjoyed
good,
it.
Daniel. Congratulations. So Daniel wins the haiku battle today. Any other shows coming up?
Not that I. Oh, I've the last Wednesday of this month, I believe it's the 30th. Is
Are you at Comedy Zone?
Comedy Zone, Best of Jacksonville.
So I will be. So this week I'm going to New York.
Okay.
We're going to be in New York from Wednesday to coming back the next Monday. I believe I am doing a set at the Broadway Comedy Club.
Very nice. Excellent.
I believe. The person I've arranged this with could be. We'll see. It could be a scam.
Right.
But I have. I actually got Brennan Tassif. You remember Brennan Tassif?
Yeah.
He lives up in New York, so he's the one who connected me with the Broadway Comedy Club. So hopefully this works out like I hope it does. Hopefully I can get some good sets out there. By the way, there are 3 million open mics in New York at any given time.
Yes.
All day. You can go at 3:00 and go to an open mic.
Yes, you can.
In fact, he said specifically, he's like, "Oh yeah, go check out this open mic. It's at 1:00 in the afternoon." And when he said 1:00, I was like, "Oh, 1 a.m." He's like, "No, 1:00 in the afternoon."
So I right now would probably love that, but except I don't know what the crowd's going to be.
I know. Now, so he said some of them are not great, but then some of them have really good crowds at 1:00.
Yeah,
it's just,
I can
you never
imagine
know.
some like there's enough of a night work shift there where people have to do some things during the day.
So I'll be trying to hit up a couple open mics. Hopefully, I get that set at the Broadway Comedy Club. After that, May 3rd, I believe, I will be at the Kingsland, Georgia. Kingsland, not Kingston. Kingston is in Jamaica.
Yes.
Kingsland, Georgia, at the station, the Kingsland Railroad Station in Georgia. I'll be doing a show there. I don't know if have you been there?
I have not.
They
no.
converted that train station. It's no longer a working train station. They converted it into a theater.
Okay, so do you stand on the tracks like you did at the old Jacksonville Comedy Club? Do you bring?
Oh yeah, yeah. Remember that Comedy Club of Jacks?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they have a theater there now. I've done it one other time a couple years ago. But there's different bookers there now. But I'll be headlining that show on May 3rd.
Okay.
Nice. So come out and support. It's going to be a good show. May 30th, we're doing a professional showcase or a professional show at Shantytown where we do the open mic.
Okay.
We're doing the open mic on May. We do the open mic every Monday, but on Saturday, May 30th. I believe that's a Saturday. Could be a Friday.
It's 27 days after
I believe it's a Saturday. What do you got? Check your calendar. What do you got going on that day?
So the 3rd is a Saturday.
Third is a Saturday for sure. That's what I'm doing. Kingsland.
And then 28 days later would be 31st.
So Friday the 30th.
Yeah.
Friday the 30th, we're doing a professional show there. We're going to charge at the door for stuff we usually do for free.
Okay.
But anyway, I was going to ask you if you wanted to be on that show. Are you available May 30th?
Let me make sure that
it's
I don't...
post the holiday, so you don't have to worry about it being.
Yep, I'm good that day.
So it's not Memorial Day weekend; it's the weekend after that.
Yep.
So all right, so check out me and Bobby on May 30th at Shantytown Pub, and we're going to do it in the outdoor area.
Okay.
We're going to do it. So the outdoor area is bigger. They have a stage out there too, but so weather permitting, we're going to do it in the outdoor area. I'm trying to book only local comics for that one, just in case it rains and we have to drop it or change the date. But it's going to be called Backyard Comedy at Shantytown Pub on May 30th, and that's all I have right now. Pretty soon we'll get our May dates for the Comedy Zone. That's all I have right now. But I'm working on some other shows. We're working on our replacement show for Barley and Pie, still trying to find a venue.
Yeah, I've
So-
been kind of trying to look while I've had time. I haven't had a lot of that.
I've got one venue that we're doing a show April 26th, but it's a private show. We're doing
Right.
it for their members. I was telling you about that. So that one, if it goes well, we may continue on and do that as a public show monthly.
That'd be good.
One of the bartenders from Barley and Pie now works at another brewing company in Jacksonville, and he reached out and was like, "Hey, how much would you charge to do a show?" So we'll see. I've got a lot of irons in the fire. None of them have burned down the house yet. I don't know what the analogy is there.
Yeah,
I want it to burn down the house, or I don't know.
Yeah, you would like to get the insurance
I would
money.
like to get the insurance money. No, we'll see. Definitely, we've got some shows coming up, some big things in the work, trying to get Comedy Super Friends off the ground again. But we're definitely doing the show on May 30th. Should be a good show at Shantytown Pub. So come out to that one, and Kingsland, Georgia on May 3rd. Other than that, you got anything you want to add or anything you want to say?
No, I think that's about it.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to Today Is. See you tomorrow.
Have a good one.